John Calvin, Epistolae, episode 51. Magna concilii expectatione recti sunt omnium animi in Gallia, nec dubium quin rex ipse saltem initio spem aliquam et voluntatem concilii cogendi habuerit. Calvin continues to Melanchthon, and he says, with a great hope of a council, erecti sunt, there have been raised, of all persons, their souls or their hearts in France, in Gaul. Nor is there any doubt but that the king himself, at least in the beginning, some hope and desire of a council being convened, he had, habuerit. So that's not a very good translation. It's a little bit too wooden and word for word. Let's clean it up a little bit and then analyze the grammar. We could say, the hopes of all men in France have been raised with a great expectation of a council, and there is no doubt but that the king himself, at least in the beginning, has entertained some hope and desire for convening such a council. We begin with an ablative, a feminine singular ablative adjective, and that is magna, which is modifying expectatione, third declension noun, in the same gender number case. In between them is the neuter singular genitive concilii. It's important to learn that a concilium, which is a meeting of persons for discussion, is not the same thing as a concilium. A concilium is a plan that a concilium makes. So this is the deliberative body, and this is the deliberation. They're both neuter singular, and they're both second declension, so it can be confusing. So by the great hope of a council, a deliberative body, concilii, and then Calvin gives us the verb. And the verb here is sunt. This, of course, is the third plural of esse. The subject of it is animi, which is a masculine plural nominative, and the predicate is erecti here, in the same gender number case. We can take erecti sunt together as the verbal unit, and then say, as a perfect passive, they have been raised. So the hearts, or the will of all persons, the good cheer of all persons in France, has been raised by this great hope for a council. Calvin goes on, and there is not doubt. So here we have to supply or understand the word est, nec dubium est, or nec est dubium. Nor is there doubt but that, this is a highly idiomatic expression, nec dubium quin, but that the king himself, rex ipse, and that of course is this gentleman here, Francis I. There is no doubt but that the king himself, at least in the beginning, saltem initio, then we have the first object, spem, which is feminine singular accusative. Then we have its adjective, aliquam, same gender number case. Then we have the second object, the noun voluntatem, also feminine singular accusative. There is no doubt but that the king himself, nec dubium quin rex ipse, at least in the beginning, had, habuerit, some hope and desire for a council being convened. So habuerit here is a perfect subjunctive. It's a perfect subjunctive expressing past time introduced by this conjunction queen, like so. Concilii cogendi, this is a neuter, singular, genitive, and cogendi is a gerundive, that is a verbal adjective, because only a gerundive can modify another noun. So it's passive, but of course a good English translation would not take it as passive, since English does not like the passive voice.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that free lesson. Please like and subscribe, hit the bell. You can also become a patron at patreon.com/LatinPerDiem. And if you really loved it, you can leave a tip right here as a super fan. Thank you so much.